Sa pag-unlad ng turismo, umangat ang Pilipino. Mga may bahay, nagkahanap buhay. Tagahugas ng pinggan, naging gabay sa karagatan. Isang engineer, napaunlad ang sining ng buong barangay. At ang simpleng magsasagwan, malaki ang tulong sa kalikasan. Silang walang tinig, boses na ng kasaysayan. At ang specialty ni Nanay, ngayoy pinipilahan.
Good day, Pulse! We are here in Subangan Museum of Davao Oriental. It is located of Davao Provincial Tourism Complex at Barangay Dahican, City of Mati, Davao Oriental. Subangan is not just a place of museum, not just a place of artifacts, but it is a place of ideas. This is Raymar Tibot-Ay from the Group of Arts and Creative Literacy. Come on, let's take a gaze inside the museum.
The Subangan Davao Oriental Provincial Museum, simply known as the Subangan Museum, is a local museum in Mati, Davao Oriental, Philippines. It showcases exhibits related to the province of Davao Oriental. The Subangan Museum was inaugurated on January 8, 2014. It was built and conceptualized by the Davao Oriental Provincial Government under Governor Corazon Malanyaon. Malanyaon has already planned to build a museum as early as 2010. When a sperm whale got stranded in the town of Governor Generoso in 2010, with the provincial executive suggesting that the remains of the Kasaitan be hosted in a museum. Subangan came from the Cebuano term for east or sunrise. Did you know that Subangan Museum is one of an example of arts and creative literacy? In define, when we say arts and creative literacy, it is the ability to understand, appreciate, and effectively engage with various forms of artistic expression and creative endeavors. Just, it involves developing skills, knowledge, and critical thinking abilities that enable individuals to explore, interpret, and create works that in different mediums, such as visual arts, music, dance, theater, literature, and more. Arts literacy involves understanding the elements, techniques, and cultural context of different art forms. It encompasses knowledge of art history, styles, and movements, as well as the ability to analyze and interpret artwork. Arts literacy enables individuals to appreciate and derive meaning from artistic work, enhancing their aesthetic sensitivity and cultural awareness. Creative literacy, on the other hand, focuses on nurturing and developing one's own creative abilities. It involves cultivating skills such as imagination, problem solving, and innovative thinking. Creative literacy encourages individuals to explore their own creativity, express themselves through various artistic mediums, and generate original ideas. Both arts and creative literacy are important for personal enrichment, self-expression, and cultural understanding. They foster cognitive development, emotional intelligence, and communication skills. Moreover, arts and creative literacy have been shown to enhance critical thinking, empathy, and interdisciplinary learning, making them valuable in education, professional setting, and overall human development. Thus, there are 7 habits of highly creative people. 1. Open to new experience. Creative people tend to be continuous learners. Remember, they look for new experiences, a new perspective in their world. In fact, a drive to explore may be one of the most consistent personality traits in highly creative individuals. Number 2. Learn to play. Remember, when you were a kid, you could play made-up game for hours. Often, the rules change on the spot or what you were doing was more of a stream of consciousness rather than any kind of a set pattern. Number 3. Don't rely on solitary genius. The researcher Keith Sawyer gave an interview with Jeff Goins recently where he talked about the myth that creative comes from a solitary genius. As he says, it doesn't matter where you live, anyone can be creative, but having access to others plays as a big role. Number 4. Have a process. A common myth is that creative involves the big flash of insights, whereas Keith Sawyer points out there is a consistent process of deliberate creativity. Anyone can be creative if they follow a good process. All of the habits we talk about here could be contributors to a creative process. Number 5. Formulate problems well. Were you the kid who always asked a lot of questions? Most do, and that's a key part of learning. The thing is, highly creative people do well is that they ask the right kinds of questions and spend time really formulating what their problem is all about. Number 6. Be aware of surroundings. Part of a creativity is noticing. If you are rushing about your day from a commute to work to cooking dinner, there's a good chance you're simply too engrossed to really be paying attention. Number 7. Generate a lot of ideas if you've defined a problem or problems and spent time learning or noticing. You're now in a much better position to generate ideas. Remember that creative people are often considered to have divergent thinking patterns, which allow them to generate a lot of possibilities and even fuse different ideas to create combinations that are less expected. You can practice this kind of thing with mind mapping exercise. Moreover, when we say eye-hand coordinations, refers to the ability to coordinate visual information received through the eyes with the movements of the hands and fingers. Thus, it involves the integration of visual perception, fine motor skills, and cognitive processing. Effective eye-hand coordinations allows us to perform various tasks, such as catching a ball, writing, typing, using tools, and engaging in sport activities. There are examples of eye-hand coordination. First, throwing and catching. It is the ability to accurately throw and catch a ball requires precise coordination between the eyes and hands. The eyes track the trajectory of the ball while the hands adjust their movements to interpret and grasp it. Writing. Then, when we write, eye-hand coordination enables the eyes to track the words on a page while the hands move the pen or pencil to produce legible letters and words. Another is playing a musical instrument. Playing instruments like piano, guitar, or violin requires synchronizing hand movements with visual cues such as a sheet, music, or the instrument itself. Another is using tool. Activities that involves using tools such as using a screwdriver or hammering a nail require precise eye-hand coordination to direct the movement accurately. Throwing, writing, playing musical instrument, and using tools are example of eye-hand coordinations. But in eye-hand coordinations, there were disorders associated with them. First is dyspraxia. It is also known as development coordination disorder or DCD. Dyspraxia is a condition that affects motor coordination, including eye-hand coordination. Individuals with dyspraxia may have difficulty with tasks that require precise hand movement and visual tracking. Whereas apraxia is a motor planning disorder that can affect eye-hand coordinations. It impairs the ability to perform purposeful movements, making tasks like buttoning a shirt or tying shoelaces challenging. Another disorder associated with eye-hand coordination is Parkinson's disease. Parkinson's disease can affect eye-hand coordination due to the impairment of motor control. People with Parkinson may experience difficulty with precise movements and fine motor skills. Moreover, there are interventions for eye-hand coordination disorders. First is the occupational therapy. Occupational therapies can provide targeted interventions to improve eye-hand coordinations through exercise and activities designed to enhance motor skills and visual perception. Another is visual tracking exercise. These exercises focus on improving visual tracking abilities, such as following movement objects or tracking patterns. Another is fine motor training. Activities that involve fine motor skills like manipulating small objects or using tweezers can help improve eye-hand coordination. And the development in eye-hand coordination is that virtual reality or VR and augmented reality or AR. This technology offers new opportunities to enhance eye-hand coordination. VR and AR applications can stimulate real-world scenarios that requires precise eye-hand coordination, providing a controlled and immersive environment for training. Another is robotic-assisted rehabilitation. Robotic devices are being used in rehabilitation setting to assist individuals with eye-hand coordination difficulties. This device provides feedback and assistance during practice sessions, helping users improve their coordination skills. Remember, it's worth noting that research and developments in the fields of eye-hand coordinations are ongoing, and new interventions and technologies may emerge in the future to further enhance these important skills. According to Graphio, there are two ways of retrieving memories from the mind. First is the visual, and the second is a verbal, using pictures and using words. When we say visual learners, it is to learn most efficiently when material is presented in form of diagrams, flowcharts, pictures, demonstrations, and etc. They tend to forget spoken words and ideas. Moreover, the traditional approach of many teachers and instructors do not include so much visual aids. They would write some key words, but although the students actually see the words, visual learners prefer visual aids without words. Examples: pictures, images, models, and objectives. Whereas in verbal learners, it is learned most efficiently if they repeat the material audibly. Some verbal learners may read their notes aloud to themselves as a study method. Verbal learners are often interpersonal. Take note, aesthetic is a branch of philosophy that deals with the nature and appreciation of beauty, art, and taste. It explores questions about the nature of art, the criteria for determining what is beautiful, and the role of aesthetic experience in human life. Philosophers have proposed various approaches to understanding aesthetic, and will discuss the three proponents of perspective. First is the formalism, emotionalism, and the theory of art as emotion or imitation. When we say formalism, it is to emphasize the formal qualities of an artwork, such as its composition, color, line, and shape. Another is the emotionalism. Emotionalism, also known as expressivism or subjectivism. It focuses on the emotional response and subjective experiences that artwork evoke in individuals. Another is theory of art as imitation. This approach, associated with Plato and Aristotle, posits that art imitates or represents aspects of the natural or ideal world. According to this perspective, art is a reflection of mimesis of reality, and aesthetic value is derived from the artist's ability to accurately imitate or represent the external world. It is important to note that these three approaches are not mutually exclusive and often coexist within philosophical discussions of aesthetic. Different perspectives may have different strengths and weaknesses, and the diversity of aesthetic and interpretations add richness to the field of aesthetic. Take note that there are ways on how to integrate arts and creative literacy in the curriculum. First is drama. Drama encourages role-playing. Students are able to better understand a story, character, or event if they are able to physically act it out. Listening, speaking, reading, and writing are part of the process, but all students can participate. Another is dance. Dance or movement and freeze. This is fun and simple way to incorporate dance movements such as the skip, twirl, and gallo, and etc. As students learn about historical figures, characters, and events. Another is music, song, and performance. Sing the concept, want to watch, or want to teach students to clean up, learn grammar or grasp math facts, go for it! We sing for cleanup to learn grammar and math facts too. There are songs for nearly every concepts you want to teach. There are songs to nearly every concept you want to teach. You can make up a song using a familiar tune or find online. Songs help students learn and retain information, develops listening skills, and teach tone, beat, and rhythm. Singing song and rhymes teaches English learners how language is constructed and helps with acquisition of English. In conclusion, arts literacy helps students to develop design thinking, creativity, and critical thinking. All skills said to be important for the future workforce. They use art-specific vocabulary, metaphors, embodiment, and other more demanding ways to express themselves through using their